Hey, how it goes? Well, we're just sitting here talking a little bit today. Rustic Italian olive bread. Gonna have to get into that tonight. Looking at some bread. Probably butter some of that up, have it for dinner. The OK Killer, what's going on, buddy? Here, I gotta set up my live chat. I always forget. The I don't know. I gotta crack. Oh, the Geo Killer. Hey, how you doing? Hey, now we got Gerald. Hey, everybody, leave a like and thumbs up. How it goes, everybody? Nothing really, huh? Small town farmer. Hey, how are you? I haven't had you guys in here in a while. Kelly, everybody's joining quick tonight. Everybody's got to leave a thumbs up for us. Yeah, a little bit of glare there for sure. Putting water pump on international. Make 11 horse 8,000 RPM. Holy cow. I just got a home light. It doesn't say what it is on it. Hey, how you doing, Bob? Yeah, I just got a home light go-kart motor with a clutch and gear and stuff. But doesn't have any numbers on it, so I'm gonna have to do some VIN research, see how that goes. But yeah, I'm glad everybody stopped in. Everybody leave a thumbs up for me. Ask away some questions. Oh, we're doing good. Just wanted to get some information about corn. Anything you guys can tell me, I'd love to listen. And making your rounds. Yeah, I'm glad. Hey, thanks for the first thumbs. Glad everybody's showing the support. Yep. Yeah, I'm glad. I like Kelly. You're always in here having fun with us. So tell me about some corn. I want to know some stuff, Gerald, about corn. You ever raise corn? Hey, no problem. One more thumbs up, 5 and 5. That'd be great. Ask me some questions if nobody's got anything about corn. I'd love to know anything about corn. I know quite a bit, but it's always nice re-seeing it. So don't be afraid to ask more questions. We try to answer what I know. Cart will do on yard cart. Oh yeah. Yep, sprucing up the old 5. Yeah, that's a good idea. I plan on feeding it to the cow. I have a sheller. So I was thinking about what I'm going to do is plant it and I'll let it go all the way. And I'll probably try to get some kind of cheap moisture tester. And my plan is to get enough corn to fill about 2 50-gallon drums full of shelled corn. And then over the summer, I want to devise a hammer mill or a grinding mill that'll run off of electric motor. I'm just going to build a steel box that I can feed whole corn into pretty easily and have it just smash it or cut it or whatever. I'll figure it out. I had ideas of just taking a bunch of circular saw blades and cutting out the teeth, or even using the teeth and just spot welding them, and then making them tight enough so that it has to cut the kernel. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I definitely want to put a large patch of corn in. Shell it if you can, small amount with electric wood chipper. No, I have a sheller, Gerald. I have an international hand crank sheller that I'm gonna convert it to that home light motor I was just talking about. I'm gonna put some bike handles and stuff so I can run the clutch and the throttle. I'm gonna make a crazy corn sheller out of a gas motor. It's gonna be pretty wild. But I don't know. I might do it electric. Yeah, I'm gonna plant it by hand because I don't have a planter. I did find a corn planter last night, a 2-row for $230, but I don't have the money for it. Oh, electric wood chipper. Yeah, I don't have an electric wood chipper either, but I figure I can build a grind mill pretty easy. It's really not that hard. You just need an inlet, an outlet, and a grinder in between in a bay, you know, so it's not like it's that big a task. I got plenty of steel and stuff. But yeah, I plan on, I don't know, plan on doing quite a bit of corn. I'm just going to hand plant it. I was looking at some planters and stuff that you can make. So I might just make a little pipe planter and be on my way, you know. And I figure after I plant it all, I'll just go around and cover each seed. Probably put 2 or 3 in each hole. And I'll cover each seed so they don't get eaten up too fast. Hopefully I can get a good field in. I've been pulling stumps. Hey, how you doing, doctor? Yeah, I've been pulling stumps pretty regularly. I put a bunch of videos out yesterday, and today I actually went back, tried to sell the manure spreader, and the guy didn't want it, but I ended up pulling out another 6 or 8 stumps. So it's actually starting to clear up pretty good. Actually, I put out a video today of showing it. I'm not sure if it's a half acre or more. I'd say it's about a half an acre add-on to the field, if not a little bit more. Because the one section that was mainly clear, we never used anyways. But I guess I didn't count that as... So it's probably, you know, maybe a little over an acre that we're actually adding on. Mind to grind corn real easy and cheap. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Clean Farm? We're just sitting here talking about corn, trying to figure out what I should do. Because I really want to produce my own corn for a steer next year. The plan is to do 2 steers, and the basic deal I want to do is 2 barrels of corn, 1 barrel per steer, and there's 8 barrels of grain, so I'll take 1/8 of corn out of every, you know, barrel is the basic way I want to do it. I want to mix in 1/8 of corn in each barrel. Just another add-on. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it all in corn or if I'm gonna do I kind of want to just do the very back section, 10 or 12 rows of corn, and keep the front 20 foot of more hayfield. But the deal is the ground isn't very good. Yeah, I turned into a farmer. Yeah, the ground isn't very good. It's pretty sandy, which is good for corn once I put all the manure on it this winter. Diesel engine, 3 horsepower engine. It's $180, and it gets shipping costs $300. That's not too bad. $500 for a 3 horsepower diesel. That's not too bad. I'd try to get an 8 or a 5. Sorry, a 5 horse. Then you can start running sawmill. Four steers, huh? One, a quarter acre of corn. Now, how much would that give you? That quarter acre. What was that? Pour the nitrogen to it, make it grow. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, you gotta figure. I mean, if you ship a V8 or something, you're gonna be paying $1,000 to have it shipped because of the weight. Uh, yeah, I plan on putting all the cow manure, all of it. I've already put maybe 10, uh, 10 wheelbarrow loads, but more than wheelbarrows because I did a few in scoops. And then I'm going to have some chicken manure that I'm going to throw on there. And I'm just going to keep throwing manure all summer while the corn's growing and everything. I'm just going to cover it. Cover the whole place because, like I said, it's mostly sand. And if I can get just an inch of good black dirt all built up the whole thing, just an inch, within this year, that would be good. It gave enough to fill our 20 by 20 pit. Okay. Well, see, now the plan is to pick all the ear corn, chop the stock, and chop the stalks. You know, cut the stalks and then chop them and feed them all the stock too. To the corn. Oh yeah, fertilizer. Yep. Oh, I missed one there. What was that? Acre of corn should produce 20 to 24 ton to the acre of green chop. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing. I was talking with somebody else and they said to not green chop it because you gotta use it up in a certain amount of time. And I don't know, I was kind of thinking with 2 steers is I could open it up and use it pretty fast, you know, but I think just go the shell route, really. Shell it all out. I'll probably save 10 pounds or so to plant again. Yeah, that was you, yep. Said it wasn't enough, yep. But, yeah, I was thinking about just doing the shelling route and then grinding it. And I think that'd be a good route. You know, and I figure 2 whole 50-gallon drums is it's about $12 a bag for whole corn. I can fit 5.5 bags, so 10 times 12, 120, plus another bag, 132. So about $140 worth of corn that I can grow from, you know, maybe $50 worth of seed or $40 worth of seed. I'm not sure. I've been looking, and it's about $25 for 5 to 10 pounds. And I think that'll be enough. And I'll probably have some extra, you know. But I'll probably just plant a pound at a time. That way I know exactly what I've done. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's cheap like that, you know, but a lot of times in the wintertime it's harder. Yeah, I don't know what the highest octane gas you can get, but I know that most drag cars and things run airplane fuel. Because I know a few drag racers myself. Even some of the old hot rods and stuff, they'll run airplane fuel through them. Just run them. I mean, spin them. Hey, I'm glad everybody's joining in tonight. We're having fun. Up to 9. The other day we got up to 15. That was amazing. We had a good time then. I was getting buzz on. But yeah, I don't know. Just a little experiment, grind my own corn. Oh yeah, slow going, takes time. Yeah, it's going a lot faster than I thought, honestly. I think the main deal is there's not as many things as I mix a little alcohol in the gas, a little makes it run burn, yep. Hey George. Yep. Yeah, the excuse me. The Yeah, there's not as many bushes as I thought there was. I was thinking that there was a lot more bushes, and turns out I think I'm down to about 12. 12 more stumps. Well, 12 bushes. I do got the 3 pine stumps and the cherry stump in the middle. Hey, we're doing great. And those particular stumps I'm going to have to dig out and chop. Because I would love it to be able to disc, eventually after I grow the corn. I want to disc it all in. And I think I'll probably do corn 2 years as long as the first year goes well. And I'll keep putting the manure on there for 2 years. Oh yeah. It's pretty much soft soil, so I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna disc it. Speed carbon, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna disc the whatever section I'm gonna do, the deepest section. I actually have to disc the whole thing, but yeah, I'll probably just disc it, put it in the loose dirt, and cover up the piles. To make a video tomorrow, taking the wife's phone so it can show what's happening. Oh, nice. Nice work, George. Take them videos. Oh, I'm glad I got all these supporters. Don't be afraid to ask more questions. We're just getting started. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got about 2 inches of snow outside right now. The snowing right now. Water lickle. Hey, how you doing, Elena? I didn't say that right, probably. Water lickle. I don't know. I don't know how to say that, honestly. It's probably pretty close, though. There's definitely water in it, so I'm that close. Just having a little chat. 6 inches of snow before Thanksgiving over my way. Oh, Waterloo. That's what I thought you were saying, but hey, glad everybody's sharing the love. Everybody subscribe to each other, and we're just sitting here having a good chat, Elena. Yeah, Elena. Yep. It's cold here, Waterloo, Canada. Huh? Awesome. Very cool. I've never been through Waterloo, Canada. I've been through a few provinces though in Canada. Canada is actually the only place I've ever had my pump or my gas pump for me. They actually would not allow me to pump my own gas. They had to do it because of legal issues, insurance, and lawsuits. But yeah, here's our little Christmas tree. Little guy. Next year, you going down to the beef side or farming or milk? What does that all mean? What's your plans for next year? Are you going down the beef side or farming or milk? Oh yeah, and universities around it. Yeah, I'd say definitely going into beef. There's a very high demand for beef right now. I could probably sell every single steak I can make right now, no doubt. I actually have like 6 customers and I only have 1 cow, so next year's definitely gonna have to be a double cow, double steer, because makes a lot more sense. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, well, I also like to get into doing some goats, but it's goats are just expensive as cows to buy. Now I realize you can breed goats, and I wouldn't mind getting into breeding some goats that I can sell for a decent price. And the way I look at it is, I think you can do two goats a year. Don't quote me on that. I think lambs are two lambs a year, and I think goats are also two. Dairy, beef, and row crop after school. Now, where are you located at? Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm talking about. The prices right now, it's 150 bucks a goat. So I figure if I can raise a couple of goats, uh, I can make some money. Yeah, Maine. That's boy, you're getting into some rough territory there, man. I'd highly suggest you stay right out of dairy farming. That's a bad way to start your farming career. I'll tell you that. Unless you're doing goat farming, goat milk's pretty goat milk's pretty high up right now. But dairy milk is not at all. We actually had 3 or 4 farms around me shut right down. My whole life they've been milking. This is the only time they've ever been shut down in 70 years, and I'm pretty sure they're done. They've been shut down for what 8 months now, so they ain't coming back. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, well, it happens. But yeah, well, you'll find out. It may be overseas, but it ain't right here, and ain't nobody selling milk overseas without ships or planes. I don't know. I think there's even some tariffs or something on milk going overseas because there's chance of disease and stuff. Seems like there's some blockage against that, anyways. But maybe in Maine it's not so bad. I know here in Michigan, like I said, 3 farms right by me, I mean, within a 2 mile radius, have actually stopped because they were paying more to feed the animals and run their operation. Now, that doesn't mean they stopped doing crops, that just means they stopped doing dairy. They still have their herds if they could afford to keep them. And some of them I know sold half of their herd off and just kept half so they could keep going doing steers. Is going stronger than ever. Yeah, the farm to the table. Yeah, that is a big thing over there. I wish they did some more in Michigan, but nobody really likes to do anything here in Michigan. All right, I'm pretty sure this is a what is this? How do I how do explain autoerotic asphyxiation to my son? That's got to be fake. That's a very strange comment. Everybody, leave a comment for that comment, please. I want everybody to look at that comment and read it and tell me what you think about it. Anybody? Anybody got any comments on that comment? That's a very particularly strange comment. Where did you see that? What are you talking about? Where did I see that? It's right in the comment section. Oh, it's says Thomas Whitkler. Says I took my son to the park and when we got home, we found his goldfish dead, which is a hard situation for any first-time parent. How do explain autoerotic asphyxiation to a 4-year-old? Like, who leaves that? Well, I don't know why you guys can't see it. That's I don't know, that's a weird comment, man. Must be some sort of bot or something. Oh, now you can see it? Everybody was saying they couldn't see it. Oh, whatever. It's a weird deal there. Never had nothing like that on here. Yeah, a bunch of smiley faces and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, back to whatever. How's small farming doing? What do you got going on over there? Driving around in the beautiful hills. Feel like I watch you. You got a John Deere, don't you? A bale spear. I can't remember anymore. I got so many subs. I subbed to everybody and everyone, and I don't know. I probably got like at least 500 or more. Probably 300 that I watch regularly. I watch everybody, man. I got so many different people on here to talk to.
Came home from my lunch.
She came home from her lunch. Or for your lunch?
Yeah, for my lunch.
Oh, okay. Live streaming. How's work?
It's work.
Want to hear a weird comment somebody just left?
I'd love to.
Actually, you should probably just read it in your head because they already heard it. Come on. Read that.
God.
Right?
I don't know.
You're in trouble. You didn't wash up. Weaning calves. Oh, that's great. Wish I had some calves to wean right now.
What?
Yeah, she's not a farmer.
I'm not a farmer.
Been training her though.
I don't know what to eat. What should I eat?
Eat some of this bread. Put it in the toaster with some butter on it.
Maybe that's necessarily good for you to just eat bread.
Yeah, it'll be really good.
I mean, I'm not saying it won't be good.
There's some of that food too. That hamburger helper. Put it right on top, make a sandwich out of it.
I already have that one.
Yeah, I know. Sorry folks, we're just having a chat. Yep. Surprise visit.
Yeah, because I'm awesome.
I know. Ask some more questions, everybody.
Hey, this bread is...
Oh, whatever. Oh yeah, cutting wood though. Yeah, at least it'll be cold out for you. I've had to cut some wood in 100 and freaking degrees. Not fun. The yeah. Excuse me. The cattle, they do get a little loud. My neighbors haven't complained though. Mainly because they don't have any room to complain. Because they're not good people. Bad people. Whatever. Yeah. Had a pretty good talk with that guy trying to buy the spreader. We had a chat about he actually picked up a John Deere bucket for $23.40 or something like that. Some kind of John Deere 2340, I think. But the bucket was huge. I mean, I don't think that tractor is gonna be. He said it was just for snow, so I guess it probably worked just fine for snow. But it's too big for doing dirt. He's gonna be breaking stuff. I mean, it was a big bucket. It was off a much bigger tractor. You know, maybe even a 300 or 3000 series or something. He didn't like the tires on it. Had the spoked rims. Didn't want to have to find tires for it years later. So I think what I'm going to do is just replace the bed on it so I can get it sold faster. I think I'll probably do that Sunday or something. Go over and spend some hours putting it on. Repost it for $200. Somebody offered me $50. Got it on there for $150 and they offered me $50. Like you're not even gonna offer half, you're gonna offer a third. You know? Ah, that's the lady friend. Yeah, everybody wants to know. You gotta be involved now.
Sorry.
Well, how's your bread?
It's hard.
Yeah, seemed a little hard. I'm sorry.
Disappointed, but it tastes really good, so.
Still a little soft in the middle.
I'm gonna make tacos when I get home.
Alright. Alrighty. Bob says hello, lady friend.
Hi, Bob.
She says hello.
I call him a lady friend. Just a lady friend.
Yeah, well, girlfriend means two different things nowadays.
Alright.
Everything's got two sides to it nowadays. But yeah, ask away any questions. I'll answer them. It's great, ain't it? Watch me.
I love you.
I know. George says hello also.
Oh.
Small town farmer says Lulu. She liked the Lulu. Small town farmer, you just do hay, don't you? You don't do anything other than that. What do you want?
I'm throwing some. Quit!
Love
Jesus.
it. Here, give me some of that.
No. That's my orange juice.
What?
What do you say?
Thank you.
No, you're supposed to say please before you say thank you.
Oh.
God. Even a 1-year-old knows that. Come on.
Hey, I had a John Deere beat. What's going on with it? Just a beef farmer and own rental property. Nice. See? We got to build up to where we can sell enough beef to get a rental.
To get a rental.
Yeah.
A rental what?
Then we can have a rental studio.
For what? What are we gonna do with that?
Live there. And then while we're living there, we can get another rental property from selling beef. Now, ask me some questions about the John Deere B, though. I'm interested to see what your issue is with it. Follow spark plugs just from sitting. Well, I would say you need to shut the fuel off for one. If you don't shut the fuel off, John Deere cylinder heads will fill right up with fuel. It's a bad, John Deere had bad system for fuel. It all kind of drains into the cylinder head. So yeah, you could be either not shutting the fuel off, or you have a bad fuel valve and it's letting fuel by, or your carburetor float stuck open. I'd check the fuel valve though if it has one. Another thing you can do is leave your petcocks open, but you shouldn't. You're better off just figuring out the line issue or the valve issue or the carburetor. There's only 4 things it can be: tank, valve, line, carburetor. What kind of plugs are you using? I can't just stop, sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't want to go back.
You only got a little while though, huh?
Yeah, I feel bad. I have to clock in at 22.
You get out at 11?
10:30.
Alright.
Come home and make tacos.
Sounds good. I think we got one last onion.
Oh, I don't eat the onions, so I don't care.
Oh golly. I don't know if we have tomatoes. I
Yeah, we
thought
do.
I bought some, but
There's one.
I should probably use it up. I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
Lettuce.
I bought all that for her. So,
Yeah, there's
I got cheese. Do we have sour cream?
yeah, we have sour cream. Autolites and Champions. Alright. We're using good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. What's the story on the fuel valve? Do you shut off the fuel? I know on my B I could shut off the fuel or not. But you gotta remember with bees is they're getting 70 years old, if not a little more. So those valves get bad. Mine was getting pretty bad. I know I had a fuel leak issue. The tractor ran great though, except for the damn crankshaft. Yeah, well, it's probably got a Scribner or a Schneider or whatever carburetor. I just pull it off. It's 4 bolts. You just pull the whole thing out the bottom. And then what you can do is pop the pin out of your floats. Put your float, put it right in water. Set the floats right in a glass of water and hold them under the water. And if any bubbles come out of them, you got leaky floats. If no bubbles come out, after you shake it in the water, get all the air bubbles off the surface. If no bubbles come out, then they're fine. And you probably just got a stuck needle. But it runs, huh? Runs fine. Everything runs good on it. Because that's what was happening with the Massey. I had that valve issue. I ended up just replacing a simple little 45 bend, brass 45. It worked just fine. Yeah, free tractor always, if it runs. Always take that. What you got there, baby?
$5 gift card. My boss bought it with her own money.
Aw. That's cute. She got a gift card. For what? Going above and beyond? When the other day?
Just in general.
Oh.
Work's been rough.
Yeah, well, you got some rough people in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say I'd check that valve, pull it right off, empty the tank, pull it off, and or just take the lines off, turn it on, fuel comes out, that's good. Turn it off, if fuel's still coming out, it's bad. That's an easy way to check it, just taking the line off. Oh, come on, I missed that last one. There we go. Try some sea foam. If you are uncomfortable taking the carb apart, and I almost outpulled the 60/30 at our local tractor pull. Really? Almost had him, huh? That's pretty impressive with a B. Outpull a 60/30, that's a pretty big tractor. Were you getting fogged plugs from pulling? That the last time you used the tractor was pulling? Because dumping all the fuel in there like that, there can be leftovers. Just having a little talk.
I just figured instead of spending money, I'd come home. I just figured instead of spending money, I'd come home and start. Good
Oh, okay, wrapping bales.
Good puppy.
Mm-hmm. Cute. So I found out that it is the big one. And it's $50 more this year.
Look at it, Mommy.
He says, I hear crunch, crunch, crunch.
I'm eating chips and
She's on her break.
spinach dip.
She gets to crunch.
Let me crunch.
I love it.
I have to leave though.
Yeah. Drink your orange juice. Get out.
I did.
Oh, is this mine?
Yeah, I poured you.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you. Wrapping bales with it, huh? My bee had a front plow. Never did no plowing with it though.
Again?
What?
I don't know what you spelled over here, but I stepped in it twice. So now my sock is soaked.
Over where?
There's a wet puddle right here.
I didn't spill nothing.
Oh, there's a wet puddle over here.
Is it coming from underneath the fridge?
I don't know. Figure it out. I need to leave.
Alright, see ya. I didn't spill nothing, I guarantee you that.
Maybe it was just like an ice cube that got dropped.
Haven't used no ice cubes.
Maybe Devin has.
Well, maybe he did it. I didn't do it. Love you. Drive safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby.
Bye-bye.
That's the send-off.
Wish me luck for the last hour of my shift.
Oh, I will. You'll be alright.
Yeah.
You're a good lady. Whatever. Better run. Don't hide.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna crawl back in bed instead.
Unless there's a bad guy outside. Alright, we'll see you. Love you. Be safe.
Oh.
Well, I asked some questions here. I would love to know anything. Tell me something or ask me questions. But I don't know how much long I will have the bee. I want to buy my neighbor's farm all Super MD. Yeah, weed on the floor. Now you should go buy that Super MD. Because those are getting rare. I can tell you that. You should definitely buy that. Oh yeah, she left. I'd buy the MD for sure. Sell the bee, buy the MD, and that'll get your row crop business really going. Cause that bee ain't gonna do it unless you got a bunch of stuff for it. You're not gonna want to buy a 3-point attachment for that bee. You're not gonna want to buy all the 3-point attachments unless you buy a 3-point tractor. Then you're gonna want to start buying stuff. But if you buy a 3-point attachment for that bee, it's gonna cost you $600. No doubt in my mind. So I looked for my C and it was $400 or $500. Might be able to find them a little cheaper, but with shipping, it's pretty expensive. You know, it's heavy. It's a heavy item. You know. The yeah, I'd sell the bee for sure. I sold my bee to get the tractor I run, my Massey Harris, and I've put probably I bet I've put more than 70 hours on that tractor. Honestly, I've put 4.5, I believe, this week alone. You know, and I've had it for a year now, year and a half ish. So I guarantee that I've put more than 70 hours on it probably. I've done a lot of work with that tractor. A lot of work. I did a lot of snow plowing last year with it. I did yeah, you could build one. You could definitely build a 3-point for that bee if you got all the equipment and stuff. See, at the time I didn't have none of that stuff, and I still kind of don't, but I do have access to a shop that can build that stuff, and I'm eventually getting set up. Yeah, you have an Oliver Super 88. Screw the bee. You gotta fix up the 88, man. That thing will do anything. Is it the diesel? Is it a? It's a super. It's got to be a diesel. Yeah, Oliver 88. That's the way to go, man. That's a tractor I've always wanted. They're getting really hard to find up here, Michigan. They're real expensive when you do find them. If they're cheap, they're really parts. You know, they've been hacked apart and stuff. So yeah, you should really look into doing that B or the excuse me, the Super 88. That's where it's at, man. I'd sell the B, buy the MD, fix up the Super 88, and then you got the Super 88. Yeah, you're right by that, farmer, small town farmer. You can find it though, and I've found some for decent prices, but man, it's really hard to find. But I'd sell that B, buy the MD, Farmall MD, man. That's gonna be your plow tractor right there. Okay, yeah, turbo on it even. See, man, you got to sell the B. Definitely buy the Super MB or MD, and fix up the Super 88. Like you said, you're still in school. Save all your money. I mean, don't party, don't do anything like that. Just save your money. I'm telling you. If I'd have been way better with my money, I would be living high on the hog right now. I mean, I could have way more I don't know, a lot better equipment, for the money that I've spent on stuff that I shouldn't have. I'd highly suggest you save your money, buy the MD, fix up the Super 88, and there's your disc tractor, your plow tractor, that's your harvesting tractors. I mean, you can run, those tractors are both big enough that you can run two-row corn planter and a trailer behind them. You could run a silage chopper if you could find an older one that's not the larger PTO, higher rating. And I believe the Super MD has power takeoff outlets, and I think the Super 88 also has power takeoff outlets. So you can get land travel discs with, raise, and you can also run sickle bars or a haybine, I should say. I mean, you could get a pull behind combine. That's some stuff that you got to look into. But I don't know what kind of row crops you're looking into getting. But if you're gonna do something to make money, and if the deer population isn't too bad in Maine, which I know it's not very good in Pennsylvania, uh, you could probably make a pretty decent go at beans if your ground's providing. But I don't know all the stuff on your farm. It seems like you got more than what you've said. You had an old dairy operation. You must have combines. You must have equipment and stuff. Yeah, corn. Yeah, I would definitely do corn. If you got the ground, you got the planter, you got the cultivator, you got a sprayer, you got the combine or the picker, and you have some way to dry the corn or corn cribs or a hammer mill, to grind the whole corn if you're shelling it. Um, Unless you're green chopping, I mean, you could green chop too and do beef cattle. I don't know how much equipment you got. I'd love to see the junkyard if you do a video on it. Mm. Definitely do a video on it. But yeah, the Super 88, man, that's something you should really look into getting some stuff for. Start doing, like I tell everybody, this is how I do it. I take every paycheck, every amount of money I make, and I buy one part for the farm. Okay? One part. One thing I need, one thing that I have to have, and I buy my money that way. And over about 2 years, I've gotten a lot of stuff. The farm that I'm on, or you're talking to him? Farm I'm on, my grandfather left me, and I'd really love to try to get YouTube to pay for property taxes. That's how big I want to get. I want to try to get big enough to get, a couple $100 a year or something. I think that'd be awesome if I could do that. Because, man, it sure would help out the farm, A couple $100 goes a long way. Yeah, I'm very interested in the Super 88. You should definitely do videos on all that equipment there. I want to watch all that equipment. Do videos. Uh, my grandfather never did anything other than raise a couple head of steer and horses. Never did crops. He had a degree in agriculture, so he basically kind of forefronted the small hobby farm in a way that he produced all the food for his family. You know, I mean, he was a very subsistence farmer, so he got a lot of what he, easily because he had a degree. He knew exactly how everything worked. He knew what was going on, and yeah, he made it happen with very little. A few animals here, a few animals there, rabbits, whatever. They had food. Everybody had food. They had a large garden. They grew all the onions, potatoes. I think they did quite a bit of asparagus. But his family actually owned about a 1,500-acre farm over in Ohio, a large one of the largest farms back in the 1930s. And that's where he came from. He had 13 sisters. He was the 14th child with 13 sisters ahead of him. And he was the only one to go to college. 2 degrees at Michigan State, one for agriculture, one for engineering. He had a Purple Heart from World War II, and he only ever had one eye from the age of 14. He also had scoliosis, so his back was curved. No, not scoliosis. Something else. Can't think of it right now for some reason, but it wasn't scoliosis. It's nothing that anybody gets nowadays. Forget what they call it. Well, we had a pretty good peak concurrent there. About 9 people talking with us. I see we're down to the last 4 fighters. I love it. Ask some questions. We'll talk about it. No, I don't raise a garden. I did a few years ago when I was still doing rabbits. I used all rabbit manure. And I actually raised 2.5 pound tomatoes. And normally tomatoes are about a half a pound a piece. So figure 5 tomatoes. Your hand was the tomato. The whole, I mean, they're large tomatoes. And they were so good. You just slice them, throw a little salt, and I mean, whew, that was the best thing you ever had. Fresh off the vine. No pesticides, nothing. First, before I dig in the farm first. Yeah, see, you gotta. Yeah, you can't just do that. You gotta start. You gotta start now. You gotta get your tools. You gotta get your stuff rolling. And I realize you got stuff already, but maybe what you need to do right now, go in the junkyard, get the equipment that they parked there in the 90s, and you need to start refurbishing that stuff if you want to actually do crops. You need to go in there, you need to pull out your corn picker, you need to go through the whole thing. I mean, get a manual, go through the whole thing, get the whole thing just immaculate, ready to pick corn right now. And then you need to get a gravity wagon. You need to do the same thing. Make sure the door works, all the wheels are good, the box is all right, the frame's okay. And then you need to go and you need to get your planner ready. You got to get your planner ready. You got to go through your whole planner. You know, make sure you got your discs, you got your, no rust is binding anything. All the springs are good. Your cutting blades are fine. And then you got to go get your cultivator ready. Get your plow ready if you're plowing. I don't know what kind of planner you got. You might be able to no-till, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You got to prep all that stuff, and then once it's all prepped, you can just roll. You can lay right to the field, plow it up, disc it, throw corn in it, grow the corn, cultivate it, spray it down, and let it grow, and then go right to picking it. Throw all the cob right in there. You know, if you got the stuff, you gotta get it ready, and you gotta do it. And the more time you waste not doing it, the farther away you're gonna be when you're out of school. You're gonna be way far, you know. And you're gonna go, wow, I really wish I'd have started doing some of this stuff, like fixing up the tractor, you know, buying this and that for it, fixing everything that's wrong. And then when it comes down to it, you're not changing a belt out in the field or changing a fuel pump or trying to get the injector pump to work, you know. You want to do all that stuff right now before you're even doing the crops. It's a really good plan, you know. See, we lost our fourth. Must not be any more diehards here. See, in high school, I bought all my stuff and, you know, fixed what needed to be fixed when I bought it. I went through it all, greased it all, made sure everything was working right. And I went out to the field and cut and cut and cut. And it was just great. No, you can't stop. Why are you gonna stop? It's a passion. You know, you gotta do it. I'd highly suggest though, going through your equipment and getting it prepped. I mean, spend the $20 a week getting a filter, getting some oil, you know, getting a can of paint to repaint the hood or the fenders. That's all stuff you can sand down a fender in an hour, paint it, you know, in 3-4 minutes, paint it again in a half an hour, and have a beautiful fender in 2 hours. You know, let it dry for a couple more hours and throw it back on the tractor, you know. And I mean, just make everything look real nice. Spend the money, you know, because later in life you're gonna go, man, I need some lights. I gotta pick this corn at night. And you're like, man, I gotta wire up some lights somehow. How do I do that, you know? Or if you got some lights and they're broken, you gotta fix them, you know? So it's all just that little stuff that's like, oh, I need this and I gotta have it right now, you know? I gotta pick this corn, I gotta plant, you know? So it's all stuff you gotta really start getting into. And I mean, spend the money, it's worth it. It's fun. If anything, it's fun. You should start in with the equipment next week. And a major thing is making sure, you know, if anything, I'd walk out to that junkyard and every piece of equipment that is good, whether you're going to use it or not, all right, whether you're going to use it or not, go out there, before you go out there, grab a pick, you know, a screwdriver pick, if you have one, or maybe a small nail punch and a hammer. Go out there with a grease gun and a small nail punch and a hammer or a pick, and go through all that equipment and find every grease zerk you can. Make sure that grease zerk works. You know, you're gonna have to wiggle that ball in there a little bit. Make sure they're not, you know, clogged up or nothing. If you can't get it, whatever, don't grease it. Just leave it. But if you can grease that stuff, go out there and give every one of them Zerks 2 pumps on everything. Anything you're ever gonna want to use or sell, do 2 pumps of grease in it, and I'm telling you, it's gonna save you a lot of work. When you pull that corn picker out, the wheels will already be greased, the bearings will be greased. You can pull that stuff apart no problem. Sometimes that's all it really takes is just a little bit of grease to get stuff going. But it'll save you a lot of hassle with rust. I wish I had a junkyard. I started with nothing. There's nothing. Nothing. First thing I bought was a hay rake. Out of the blue. Bought it for $600. Mom thought I was nuts. She didn't understand. You don't even have a tractor. Well, I'll get a tractor. You know what I did? I went and bought a tractor. And then after that, I bought a sickle bar. And after that, I bought a baler. And there's your hay right there. Tractor, rake, cutter, baler. You ain't even got to have a wagon. If you got a truck, lawnmower. I was using a lawnmower with a little yard cart behind it for a while, picking up bales. And then I got a flatbed little snowmobile trailer that I just haul behind the truck. I just drive out in the field, pick up all my bales, bring them back, stack them up. Done. No problems at all. Oh yeah, a lot of junk cars. Yep. No, that's good. You're gonna wanna sell off the junk. If it's junk, it's junk. But if it's good square stock, good round stock, cut the round stock out of it, pile it up, build a little rack. Square stock, round stock, and then throw all the excess in the junk pile, scrap it. But if you can use that stuff, I'd save it. Because buying square stock and round stock is expensive. If it's any good, you may as well keep it. You're going to want to build stuff. I'm sure you have a welder if you guys were a farm before. But yeah, and then, you scrap that stuff and you go out and you spend that money on the tractors. You spend that money on the equipment. You don't spend it anywhere else. You don't buy food. You don't buy, girlfriend dinner, nothing. You spend it on the tractors and the equipment. And then later on down the road, you ain't spending that money. I can't stress it enough. If you spend the money will be there still. It's like when you rebuild a motor. You're gonna have a rebuilt motor and it's gonna run perfect. If you did it right, it's gonna run perfect for a very long time. I've seen some of these 70, 80-year-old tractors. They've never even been rebuilt. They still just run like a top. No problem. Like my tractor's never been rebuilt. 7 years old. 68 years old, I think. And just runs like a top. It's got a crack in the block. It's a tank. So stuff like that, it's worth maintaining and getting back up to shape. How you doing? Leave a thumbs up for us. If you guys haven't left a thumbs up. Just having a chit chat with a young farmer who wants to get into farming. I started off all alone. I had no fields. Had nothing. Couldn't even get into my farm. The way it is right now, all there was a small path to get to the garage. There wasn't even a driveway because it was so full of rocks and debris and all sorts of stuff. Hey, how you doing, Worldwide Hood Star? Leave a thumbs up for us. We're just having a chit chat about anything you want to talk about. We like music, we like farming. We don't talk about politics, and we certainly sometimes go to church. Not all the time, though. Certainly not tomorrow or next day. But no, I'm up here in North America, actually. Got a little bit of Irish, mainly Scottish, though. Scottish and Dutch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not very small farms around here. Not very many, I should say. They've all pretty much been put out of business or didn't want to do it anymore or whatnot. And it's getting pretty hard to do the side picking. Are you Islamic? No, not Islamic. I don't actually hail to any religion. Doesn't mean I don't go to church once in a while, though. Yeah, well, you can go and pick up cheap, you know. If you got the cash for it, you got to save up. MAGA, not sure what that is. Leave a thumbs up for us, though. We're just having a chit chat. Oh, make America great again. Yep, that's something we're trying to do. Make farming great again. It's what America is basically, is farming. Chit chats about farming, music, whatever you want to talk about. We don't talk about politics, though. Hey, we'll see. I hope your wood cutting goes well. Make a video of it. Love to see that video of the junkyard also, and the Supra 88, and the John Deere B. I'd love to see it all, actually. Make videos of everything. Don't matter what quality. Hey, don't matter if you're not a farmer or not. The main deal is rock and roll and farming. What music? Rock and roll normally. That's my main go-to. I'm a rock and roll guy. I like bluegrass. I like rap a little bit. I like everything country. You know, I know most things. Death metal, and not a little. You know, a little bit. Had some friends that were into it, so I know a little bit of that stuff. My uncle's real into Slayer and older bands, you know. I'm more into Megadeth and Iron Maiden and stuff. 21. Yep. How old are you? What kind of music do you like? Don't forget to leave the thumbs up for us. Okay. Rap, rock and roll. Yep. Yeah, I'm what kind of rock and roll you like? I'm a big 70s fan. Late 60s, 70s and 80s, 90s. Everything pretty much put out after 2000 was junk. Few of the older bands that put out some stuff after 2000's alright. Like a lot of Tom Petty. Got quite a bit of Ozzy and AC/DC. But I'm a wealth of knowledge for rock and roll. I can tell you almost anything about any bands. If you got any questions about any rock and roll bands, I can probably answer them. But hey, how you doing, Horace? Hey, we're just talking about rock and roll. If you want to ask any questions about rock and roll, then go ahead. Iron Maiden, Metallica. Oh yeah, I seen Iron Maiden, and I seen Slash from Guns N' Roses twice. I seen an Iron Maiden tribute band. That was pretty good. Actually, really good. It was called the Iron Maidens. It was all girls, and they actually played the show. Oh yeah, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. It's a great album. Their second album wasn't anything really. It was all about the first one. It's got all the good songs on it. Oh, definitely David Lee Roth. Yeah, yeah. Sammy Hagar when he was way younger, but David Lee Roth's all around just a better everything, you know. He's really got it going on for him. Even now, I mean, he's still singing. I'm pretty sure I swear I just watched something about David Lee Roth still playing. Sammy Hagar, though, I watched him play a show just the other day, and yeah, it wasn't good. And that was 2 years old, you know. I'd definitely say kind of washed up, drunk. About a year and a half right now, maybe 2 years. This is 2 years of growth. You know, there's quite a bit there. It's haven't trimmed it. I trimmed my mustache, of course. I don't like eating my mustache, but I don't like trimming my beard. I look like a baby when I cut off my beard. I don't like it. People don't like my beard. It's whatever. I didn't really think it was that long. Looks like yours is twice as long as what mine is, so maybe why is yours so long? Ha! Because you're Jewish. Crew, Kiss, Rush, Alice Cooper, Guns N' Roses, and Whitesnake. Oh yeah, Alice Cooper is one of my absolute favorites. 'Cause I'm 18. So I had to grab a glass of water. Oh, what did that last little comment say there? Come on, baby. Yep, beard talk. Yeah, well, you know, the beard, it's a something. What's that say? Am I an alien hunter? Yeah, I've potentially done some alien hunting. School's Out, Poison, favorite songs by Alice Cooper's. Yeah, there's another one called God, what is that song called? I think it's called A. Like it's actually called A. And that song is pretty good by Alice Cooper also. But yeah, I love all them songs, of course. Those songs are just awesome. Had one. Oh, beard. Yeah, I remember. I remember he had a little beard going on, little centerpiece, wasn't it? I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty much the only guy in town with a beard. So you see me coming, and I'm me, you know. Yeah. Oh, you did have a full beard. See, I was thinking you just had that centerpiece with the sides cut off. See, mine's just full. Mine's a big old full beard. See, my grandfather had a beard that was solid white all the way down here, you know. Conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I'd say there's some things that need to be looked into, you know. I mean, depends on what particular conspiracy you're talking of. Uh, my father was born on the exact day JFK was shot. My grandmother gave birth, and somebody came in and told her that he had gotten shot and asked if she had a radio. She happened to have a radio, so she turned it on and they listened to the news about JFK getting shot live. They were actually all crying on the radio. Everybody was crying because it was actually in a live event, you know. But New World Order and stuff. Yeah, I'm not all into that. I'm not sure what that's about. I'd be more into conspiracies against hiding aliens, and I like stuff. Still of the Night. Oh yeah. Yeah, beautiful girls. Lick it up. That's a good one. Kiss. Yep. Yeah, I like all them songs actually. That's a good list. You can go look. Something like 330 or something. I don't know, I'm not sure. Here's one for you. I actually have a Joan Jett Cherry Bomb red vinyl. Yep, 335. Yeah, if you guys remember the song Cherry Bomb, it's on a solid red vinyl. It's beautiful. It's actually worth about $60 in the condition it's in. No, I already said I don't hail to any religion. Don't really talk about religion anyways on here. Talking about music, talking about tractors. Yep. The oh yeah, Warrant, man, that's a band. Yeah, I should look up some Warrant, man. I haven't listened to them in a while. 38 Special. Uh, you know, all them bands, man. Deep Purple. Bad Company. Oh, I didn't even really think Skynyrd was worth mentioning. That's not even in the same class as rock and roll. Skynyrd's a whole different level. Skynyrd's incredible. Is more like it. I actually have the book right there on the shelf. I should finish reading it. I'm about halfway through it. It's the complete story of Skynyrd. Everything. The whole deal. How it started, what it was, how it ended. I mean, they're still touring right now, but it's not the band. It's not Skynyrd. Skinner died in late 70s. They would have been the best band, period. I know it. I'm sure of it. Yeah, well, Zeppelin had it going on, and they kind of went in a weird direction in the later years, but the early Zeppelin, all the early Zeppelin is incredible. Yeah, I'm not a big Zeppelin guy, but I do know pretty much all their earlier songs. And yeah, amazing for sure. Pink Floyd for sure. Love Pink Floyd. Pretty much all the albums. The later years got a little strange. Big fan of who was I gonna say? Pink Floyd. Yeah, big fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan, actually, is what I was gonna say. Stevie Ray Vaughan is where it's at for the guitar. I'd actually like to see him and Jimmy Page sit down and have a guitar duel. Stevie Ray Vaughan versus Jimmy Page. And, yeah, I think there'd only be one victor. Jimmy Page slams, but Stevie knows every pocket of every note. He knows it. Not that Page doesn't, but somehow Jimmy just... Oh, man. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, I love him too. He's God. He's a god. Jimi Hendrix, man, he can really lay it down. Him and Stevie Ray Vaughan know what's up. But alright, I'm gonna get out of here for the night. Pink Floyd, Metallica, Collective Soul, Nirvana once. While Eddie Van Halen was also an awesome guitar player. Oh yeah, Dirty Laundry. Oh no, that was Don Henley, I think. What was Eddie Van Halen? Money? He had something, Money, or... Pretty sure he had some kind of song like that. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I got to make some dinner and go to bed. But we'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed.